Hello and welcome to PGTV News. Here are our top stories. Florida Polytechnic receives a major grant. Find out from whom and how they are helping to solve global problems.
Polk County schools are looking to making changes in Lake Wales. Find out what they have in mind and if they have the support to make it happen.
Hello and welcome to PGTV News. I'm Stephen Barnes.
And I am Tina Mann. At Florida Polytechnic University, students and faculty members conduct a lot of research. Receiving grants can propel scientific research to the next stage. Florida Poly's relationship with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, has helped propel their research onto the global stage. Here is Sherry McCullough to tell us more.
At Florida Polytechnic University, a team of student researchers received a grant from NATO to develop high-strength shells to increase the portability and efficiency of radiation detectors. We spoke with Dr. Robert Austin, professor of physics, about this opportunity.
We've received a grant from NATO to improve radiation detector technology, specifically high-pressure xenon-filled ionization counters, and they're used to detect radiation usually above 100 keV, 100,000 electron volts, which is usually considered hard X-rays or gamma rays.
Grants for scientific projects can have real-world benefits. Through this NATO grant, Florida Poly is helping to develop solutions for important global problems.
Well, these detectors, the interest in them is to apply them at places where you have a lot of traffic going on. It could be border crossings, could be railroad stations, airports, nuclear facilities, where people might be bringing in or taking out radioactive material. So this is for screening. Obviously, we're collaborating with a group in Ukraine, in Kharkov, Ukraine, and obviously Ukraine being a nation that has one of the largest arsenals of nuclear weapons, you know, there's a lot of concern about material being smuggled out of the country. So that's one application. But the applications are much wider than that. They can be for medical imaging or even space exploration. So anywhere where radiation would be used, radiation detection would be important.
Finally, we spoke with Florida Poly senior Marshall Smith about his experience on this NATO project.
It was an extremely rewarding experience to be able to partake in this, especially since it has global impact to everything. And I wouldn't have been able to imagine this at all when I first started at Poly. Even though they say that you can have these kinds of opportunities, it was different for me since I wasn't actually planning on trying to partake in these kinds of opportunities. But it was put forth to me by Dr. Austin, and he's helped me along the way.
Kind of crazy the type of things they're able to do over there and the advancements in technology, and most of us don't understand even a bit of what they say, but
Right here in our backyard.
Cool stuff.
Right here in our backyard, Florida Poly.
It's like people can't say Polk County isn't smart.
In Lake Wales, there could be changes to area schools. Polk County Public Schools academic leaders are looking to add high school grades to McLaughlin Middle School and create a Polytechnic Academy. There's been a dispute over access to schools in the Lake Wales area. McLaughlin Middle and Spook Hill Elementary are the only traditional public schools that are not part of a charter organization. Area high school students have to apply to Lake Wales High School or travel long distances to high schools in other communities. School Board Chairman Lynn Wilson said, "I'm going to go on record to say I'm not in favor of it and I can't support it. We spent a lot of money at McLaughlin and that was not fruitful for us." Wilson also said, "Once we do this, there's going to be a shoving match between the district and Lake Wales charters that our students are going to have to pay for. No matter how we slice this, it's going to cost us money there."
Sounds like they're going to have a lot to work out, and hopefully it'll be into the benefit of the Lake Wales students.
Yeah, and really I think that's the consideration that needs to be made across the board is, you know, what's the best thing for these students? And ultimately, I'm sure they'll come up with something.
The Barney Barnett School of Business at Florida Southern College recently held its annual CEO 100 lecture. John Ferriola of Nucor Corporation was the keynote speaker. Mr. Ferriola is the chairman, chief executive officer, and president of Nucor, which is the largest steel manufacturer in North America. Previous speakers for the CEO 100 lecture series have included Richard Smucker, Executive Chairman of the J.M. Smucker Company, Craig Menear, Chairman and CEO and President of the Home Depot, and Ken Powell, Chairman of the Board of General Mills.
And we're excited to be in Frostproof. We love towns like Fort. Frostproof is America at its finest. It really is. The people in this community are the type of people who built this country and made America so successful. We, as a nation, must never forget to keep investing in industries and towns like Frostproof all over our country. That's why at Nucor, a key part of our mission is to support the communities in which we live and we work. We believe that strong communities create strong business environments, and we encourage giving back in ways that have positive benefits that ripple through the local community and the local economy.
It's quite the list of high-profile speakers.
That is quite high profile, and I'm sure some really good speakers, and I hope in the future to see some females in there.
Hey, there you go. Well, it's always next year. Let's shoot for it, right? Florida Southern College was named one of the top producing institutions of Fulbright students. The Fulbright grants are the U.S. government's primary academic exchange program. The Fulbright program provides grants for students to study, perform research, or teach English abroad, and provides foreign students grants to study in the United States. Florida Southern College was the only school in the state to be named a top producer of Fulbright students. Nationally, Brown University in Rhode Island topped the list with 35 Fulbright student grants. Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs, Marie Royce, thanked the colleges and universities that produced the top numbers of Fulbright scholars and students, and their role in increasing mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries. That's pretty cool to be recognized by
That is pretty cool.
By the
And I
federal
have to
government.
mention that Polk County is actually bigger than Rhode Island. So it's pretty impressive that one state.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Jeepin' with Judd, a fundraising event for Polk Sheriff's Charities, has been going on since 2014. This year, $100,000 was raised for the charity. At this year's show, there was a show and shine Jeep exhibit, multi-level trails on which to ride, obstacle courses, and children's play area. We had a chance to speak with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, who told us more.
You know, I'm really excited to share with you the excitement that we're having at Jeepin' with Judd. We've got about 2,000 Jeeps out here that have donated money for charity so that we could have a great time and help those less fortunate in the community. We couldn't do this without Clear Springs and all of our sponsors, and certainly the 2,000 plus Jeeps, and we estimate 4,000 or 5,000 people that will share time with us. So, if you haven't made it this year to our wonderful event, come on out next year. And if you say, well, I don't have a Jeep, then it's free. Come out, see what we've got to offer, and maybe you'll want to buy a Jeep sometime. But at the end of the day, this is all about raising money for charity, and our charitable association does not have any payroll. So 100% of the money that goes in the account goes directly to charitable needs in and around Polk County, and sometimes the state of Florida. One of the things we do, God forbid, when a law enforcement officer is killed in the line of duty, is help that family. And we couldn't do it without this event.
There sure were a lot of Jeeps around Polk County.
You know, this is the perfect fundraising event for Polk County. We love our trucks, we love our Jeeps, and you know, the Polk Sheriff charities, you know, the money that they're raising, like Sheriff Judd said, you know, it's going toward local charities, but not just that, but families of you know, active duty members that we've lost in the line of duty. So.
It's a great event and a great opportunity, and great fundraising opportunity. So,
Yep.
and people have a heck of a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of more fun, the month of February was Black History Month, and all around the county, individuals and organizations found ways to celebrate and learn more about the rich heritage of African Americans. we were able to catch up with the Central Florida Business Diversity Council to find out about their unique way of celebrating and honoring Black heritage.
CFBDC was founded about 15 years ago by some general contractors of Polk County, and it's been very active. Membership is increasing every year. Our vision and our mission is to support minority businesses throughout the I-4 corridor. That means Orlando all the way to St. Pete. We join up with other minority Chamber of Commerce or who have similar missions, and we bridge that gap, and that strengthens our resources and collaborations and our network. And we put on events like this. This is our first Heritage Golf Tournament. And the reason why, this being Black History Month, we want to celebrate and commemorate golfers, Black golfers, what they have done and contributed to the game of golf. And through my learning and research and through talking to people who was there, these caddies started in the late 1800s, caddying for European golfers, and the story is just phenomenal, what they went through, the barriers that they went through, very similar to what Jackie Robinson and those guys went through in baseball. And so what we've learned, some of the first caddies, Robert Ball, who was a caddy for the great Jones back in the early 1900s, and Bobby Jones, and we got people here today who's 99 years old, who's one of our Hall of Famers that we're greeting and we're commemorating. And out of the 5 Hall of Famers from Polk County, he's the only one that's living. He's 99. That's Herbert Dixon, and Herbert Dixon plays 5 days out of the week. We're celebrating those guys for Black History Month and telling the story, the timeline from the early 1900 to the Tiger Woods era. And vendors, thank you to the City of Lakeland for their support, Lakeland Electric, you know, some of the major sponsors. Some of the members of the Central Florida Business are here, our board, just community involvement all the way around on this event. A beautiful day, you know. You just can't beat it, and we hope to repeat this each year.
This was pretty fun. I was able to get out there for a little bit, and the guys were having a great time, and they shared a lot of really interesting information, stuff that I had no idea about caddies in the past, and how the game of golf really developed on the backs of African Americans, and what a vital part that they played in what the game is now today.
Absolutely. Cool. I mean, I know a lot of places around the county really focused on that. I mean, speaking of Grady Judd earlier, they highlighted at least one employee every single day throughout the month of February, and it was pretty cool seeing, you know, some diversity and some new stories.
And seeing the 100-year-old Mr. Dixon out there slapping that ball around at 99 years old. That was pretty impressive.
I can only hope to be that healthy. In Polk County, there has been a lot of growth. For Greg Ruthven and his family's warehousing business, expanding in Lakeland will introduce new opportunities for business owners. Ruthven's, a warehousing development company, will soon develop the Ruthven East Lakeland Industrial Park near Cumbie Road. Once the park is completed, it will have 3 buildings totaling 428,092 square feet. The Ruthvens specialize in serving small and medium-sized companies with space for warehousing, office, and light manufacturing.
Pretty impressive to see the network of properties that they've developed all around Polk County. They've really made this a hub for. They've been a huge part in the, you know, the development of this central region of commerce, and
you see them all over. I mean, you see their name. They've become a household name around here, and they're bringing a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities to Polk County, which we absolutely need.
It's now time for sports with Neil Duncan.
Hey, thanks, guys. Well, Polk County has another state champion. Congratulations to the Auburndale High School boys soccer team. They captured the Class 4A state championship this last weekend. This is the 3rd state title for the Hounds, the first in 12 years, and a great job by all. Congratulations, guys. Don't forget the Detroit Tigers are back for their 84th spring training in Lakeland. Games have started, so get your tickets today. Back to you guys.
Well, that wraps up this show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in.
Remember to tune in again next week for another installment of PGTV News. We'll see you next time.